I'm riding in this vehicle, body and mind, and I want to know who's in control. Is it my mind or is it my soul? Which one is it? Right? And when you get to the meditation side, that's when you start realizing how much power you have and how much power things don't have over you. Right? That's where a lot of anxiety comes from with a lot of people. They're just so focused on what they can't control and they want to freak out about it, keep freaking out about it, and it never stops. And they just keep doing the things that make you more anxious and adding more fuel to the fire. And then some of us get to a point where we just don't want to be here anymore. So my concern with starting a lot of these videos was I didn't want to be morbid. I didn't want to be negative. It's not an exciting topic to talk about, so I'll do my best to add humor to things, but I take it very seriously. And I say that to say this was all began because my nephew wanted to commit suicide, or attempted. And for a while, I'd always knew I had things I wanted to talk about. I just wasn't sure what that vehicle would be. And then I just felt very moved to start this group, and I really appreciate everyone that's on the group and supporting it, talking about it, because it wouldn't be anything without you guys. So seeing or being with the scenario of someone close to me wanted to end their life because they weren't happy was tough, and not to me, but obviously to them. But I'm just like, what can I do to help people? Reach out, and whatever it is, if I can plant the seed, water the plant, just be an ear to hear, I'm okay with that, right? This life isn't about me, it's about us. It's about our collective consciousness of who we are as humans. So we had a lot of good talks after, and I'm hopeful that stays on a good path. But I've also had to realize that there's nothing that I can do or say to make someone make a different decision. All I can do is just be here, be present, and if they want to hear, they want to hear. If they don't, at least I've tried, and I've gone from there, right? So unfortunately, another family member passed away for the same reason, and I had no idea. I mean, I literally was talking to this person through TikTok messaging on one of my videos, and I had no idea they were to that point, right? I knew that something had changed in their life, but I didn't know it was going to affect them to the level of deciding not to be here anymore. And I don't know what to say to someone other than just show compassion and just let you know that you don't have to take that route. If you are thinking about that route, it's you don't get one more chance here. You don't. And there are people that really do care about you and want you to be here, and there is a way out of that kind of mental, emotional prison we put ourselves in. And I say we put ourselves in because we allow those things to manipulate and change us. And if you don't take the time to be aware and pray, meditate, give yourself exercise, healthier foods, and surround yourself with a more positive environment, then of course those things are going to get to you. And you're not going to be happy. And because you're sitting here observing this reality and existing in it, and those thoughts then trigger the emotion, which then triggers the reaction, of course you don't want to be here, right? So the goal of this entire conversation today is to kind of give you a framework of where to start if you haven't started there, if you're in the middle, or talk about things that we can talk about to help resolve things as well. So the moment you realize, when you stop expecting it's not going to be easy, that's the moment that things will help change. Because if you're expecting life to be hunky-dory, easy, no problems all across the board, you're in for a big rude awakening. And sometimes we grow up in a bubble where things are taken care of and they're great, and then we come to reality, real life, and you're an adult and you have all the problems in the world coming your way. You're like, no one told me about this, oh my gosh. But that doesn't mean that we can't be here together and support each other. And so that's what this whole thing is for. This group, we're gonna be doing some live talks, just on actual video talks as well. And then just sharing different aspects of mental health, whether it be grief, depression, anxiety, different aspects of things that might be bugging you and why, just to help you guys out. So I'll finish it with this on the why conversation. A lot of times we don't realize our ego wants to control the narrative of how we think and operate, but you're not your ego. Do we all have them? Yes. But let's just say something happens to you, someone says something to you, and it just infuriates you, makes you mad, makes you angry. Okay? Do you need to react to that? More than likely, not usually. You can realize where the emotion is coming from. So you said something to me, it pisses me off and I'm mad. Okay. Rather than react to it, which is what my past self did to put me in a situation that I did not want to be in. You take that anger and you go deeper. You say, why is this making me mad? Okay, got the answer. It's affecting someone I love deeply. Okay, why does that make me mad? That's affecting that person because you care about that person, right? Well, what they're doing to this person isn't right. It's not fair. And it hurts my feelings that that's happening. So sadness is below the surface. You got anger as the emotion. Sadness is the subconscious, the below the surface reason. And now, if you're not aware and you haven't trained your brain not to react to certain things immediately, now you're being controlled by your emotion compared to understanding where that emotion came from, why you feel that way, and not reacting to it and choosing a higher thought, right? So had my past self talk to my self right now, I wouldn't have gone through what I went through, but I wouldn't have the opportunity to talk to you all about this today and share that with you. That way, hopefully, you don't have to go through the same thing I went through. So one of the reasons I read so many books is one of my teachers was like, you can take a book and learn from somebody else without having to go through the years of experience to get there. You can skip ahead and skip over that and go right to the juicy stuff and be like, all right, I'm not going to do X, Y, or Z, but I'm going to do this, this, and this. So tying all this in together, become more aware, You'll tap more into just sensing yourself and energy with yourself and people, and you begin to realize thoughts are sometimes automated unconsciously. Like, you don't think about how to breathe. You don't think about, to sneeze. You don't think about all the automated things in your brain that are just normal things. Same thing with negative thoughts. They're trained behaviors from society, growing up, in our environments we put ourselves in, right? So the more aware you become of that, the less you can be affected by it. And you can decide to take your power back and become who you really are, right? Take the time to meditate and pray. And you connect to your soul. Realize you're just here right now. And the body part, and the meditation will help mentally as well, just from an organ standpoint, but also take the time to either go on a walk, exercise, play a sport, hang out with your kid, go biking, whatever it is, and also put better things inside your body compared to things that will take you away from the happiness. It's like, I'm gonna do some more of this because it makes me feel better in the meantime, but then I'm gonna feel worse after the fact because the itch has gone away. So, if you have any questions, leave them on the page. We can talk about it. Nicole, appreciate you being on here. I'll take some clips of this and post them on my TikTok and also YouTube as well.